Starting on this packet, when you did the 4 drawings, task 1, 2, 3, and 4, I wanted a front view, I wanted a top view, and I wanted a right side view. Those parts, square blocks, it gave you some introduction to orthographic projection. This packet is going to give you an introduction to how to run CAD software. Also, it's going to give you the basis for like setting up your drawings and kind of mastering all of the tools in there. For right now, I'm only going to have you draw the lines. I'm not going to have you get into center lines. In probably middle of next week, late next week, I'm going to start showing you how to set up layers. So, looking at your packet, 1-1, and how we're going to label these is it's going to be 1-1, and then label it drawing 1, and 1-1 drawing 2. That's going to be the only one that has 2 drawings. If you look through the pamphlet, you'll see the rest of them are all 1 drawing per page. When you're on that first one, I know some people have already got it started or some are even done. You can do it 2 ways. You can draw this by just drawing, and then you're going to get to about here, up that left side, and then you're going to say, oh, I don't know what this angle is. I also haven't shown you how to draw a line at an angle on here, and I'm going to get to that. So then you come over here, when you get to that point, and then you got to figure out, okay, from here, I got to go up and over that distance, and that's going to create that angle. I'm going to go over whatever distance, and then I'm going to come back down, and that's going to create that angle. That's fine. The other alternative of how I like to get students to draw it is they create a line horizontal, a line vertical, creating kind of their origin that I've talked about. Like this would be your 0, 0 kind of point. Okay, that's kind of your origin. I'm not saying that you have to draw it in your X and Y axis at 0, 0. But then what I'd have you do is parallel up. And you parallel that line, parallel this line, parallel this line, and parallel this line, and parallel where the top is. Then you come over from the right or left, and you can parallel where that notch ought to be. You might parallel to here where that's going to be, and you parallel to there where that's going to be. And then you can use your trim command, and you can trim this off, say there, and here. Trim that off, that would become that line. You can trim off, say, here, and there. You could trim out what you don't need there, thus creating this. Trim this out of there. You'd be left with that. You kind of see how it's taking shape? More than one way to skin a cat. I don't care. As long as you know how to use offset when it's all said and done, you know how to draw lines, you know how to make vertical lines, things like that. It's about mastering the software now. When you get down to the bottom, drawing 2. Drawing 2 is pretty straightforward, very simple drawing. The one thing that I want to point out with it is now you have to draw circles for the first time. Well, how do we determine where a circle goes? Look at that drawing on here. How do we determine where a circle goes? You want to drill a hole in the table that you're sitting at. You want to drill a hole right there. How do I drill a hole? I determine what? Dylan?
Mark the center of a
Okay.
circle.
Everything is derived off the center. So, this is the first time that I'm bringing this up to you. But look in the center of those circles. I'm drawing 2 on 1-1. You'll see a line, hang with me, that looks like this. Long dash, short dash, long dash. You'll see another one that intersects it. Long dash, and a short dash in the middle. These are called center lines. Okay? Everything that you've done up till now has been what we call object lines. So like the outer extents, or when we draw this circle, when you actually physically draw this circle, that's an object line. And I'm going to get into the difference and how to set them in AutoCAD. But I need you to kind of know that there are different types of lines. If you ever see one that is, if you ever see one, and you're going to see them pretty soon, anybody know what we call this? Where it's even spaced dashes. Those are hidden lines. So if you look at a part, keep the camera there. If you have a part like this, guys. Okay, you got a part like this. Everybody can see that I got this angled chamfered front. Now if I'm looking at the right side view, so if I turn it so that I'm looking directly at that camera, I got a line here because this surface, and this surface meet. That makes this line. But back here I got this little notch out, right? That's not at the same height as this. So what, in a real world, what that right side view would look like, you know, you'd have your front view. I'm just going to throw my front view real hastily over here so that you guys get an idea. But I need to illustrate that this is lower than what this is. And actually, to illustrate it better, I will bring that up higher. At that point, coming across, I have a solid object line. At this point, coming directly horizontal across, I'd have a hidden line. Okay? I haven't told you to do that yet. I don't expect that on task 1 through 4. I don't expect that on anything up till now. In a few drawings, I think it's like, I don't know, 1-5 or so, that's where you're going to start with hidden lines. Nope, 1-6. Yeah, but we'll get into that hidden line stuff. I don't want to confuse you with it. These are the 3 biggies that you're going to use. Object lines, center lines, and hidden lines. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, I want to draw this circle. What do I need to know? I need to know where the center is, and I need to know how big it is. Right? I'm going to ask you, gentlemen, and whoever else might be watching that video. There's a symbol that looks like this, and it says 1.00. Okay. Anybody know what that symbol means? Colton, take a stab at it. That's diameter. So what that's saying is that that's the diameter. If I know the diameter, can I figure out what the radius is? What is the radius? Just tell me.
Half the diameter.
Half the diameter. So really, I can say it's a radius of 0.5. Right? Same thing. Here's the big, I guess, the big thing. If this was trimmed out, and this, let's say this ended right here at an object line, and this ended at an object line there, okay? This would get labeled as a radius, because it's not a full circle. If it's a full circle, 9 times out of 10, it's referred to as a diameter. Okay, so that's a generic rule across the board. If it's a full circle, it's a diameter. If it's only a partial arc, it's considered a radius. That's how you would lay these out. Now let's switch over to AutoCAD, and I want to show you how to draw some parts. We're going to look at drawing 2 on there. And now, Jackson, just turn that. Buddy. I got a brand new part. I turned my grid off. I'm going to turn my ortho on because that works better for me. I'm going to start drawing this part. That part is 5.5 long. It comes up this left side 2. Zooming out on it a little bit, it's a height of 4. So I'm gonna go up 4. I'm gonna go over to the right, 4.25. I'm gonna connect my left side. There is my outer extents. Now to locate my centers, here's what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use my offset command. So I go up to offset. I can look at my drawing and it says 2.5. So I hit offset. I'm punching in 2.5. Going up from here, 2.5. I'm gonna hit this other one over here for this circle down on the right. I'm gonna do that right away, 1.5. And that's here. I'm gonna come over from the left side. I'm gonna go 3. And I'm gonna go for the top one is over 1. Something got funky wherever I was sitting. And I'm gonna grab this to there. All right. Some programs are gonna be a little bit screwy that you might have to trim these off, but AutoCAD usually grabs the intersection just fine. If you have to change your snaps, you can go here and make sure that intersection is checked. Okay, sometimes it's checked. It all kind of depends on what you're dealing with. So there I am, I turn my snaps on. Now I want to go to circle. I want everybody to look, and Jackson, if you need to get close enough that you can see that you can read that white bar down on the bottom. I want to draw your attention to this. This is my telltale. Remember, this white bar is kind of our little cheater along the way, that it kind of prompts you that, hey, it's asking for this or it's asking for that. Specify the center point for the circle. And then it's giving you some stuff here, tangent, radius. We're gonna get into that. But for right now, it's asking for a center. I'm clicking on the center. I'm getting where that intersection is. Now what's it asking for? It says what? Dylan?
Radius.
It's asking for the radius. So what's the radius of the circle I want to draw here? Go ahead. 0.5. But hold on, I don't want to do the math. It might be something screwy, like it might be 3.125, and I don't want to do the math and figure out like, oh, what's half of that for my radius? So here's what I do. If you guys look in the white bar on the bottom, see how it says specify radius circle? Or, see that the D is in a blue highlighted color? I'm gonna hit D, watch this. I'm just gonna hit D and I'm gonna hit enter. Now it says specify your diameter. My diameter is 1, I hit enter, go on. Then I'm gonna go here, draw this one. That diameter is 2. So I'll just do the math on this one and say my radius is 1. And then I'm gonna go with my other one, and I'm gonna say D, enter. My diameter of the smaller one is 1. There we are. For the sake of this drawing right now, I'm not gonna have you do center lines yet. I probably am gonna make you come back in and draw them later on, but I'm gonna take them out for now. That is drawing 1-1, drawing 2. So what I would do is I'd go save as immediately, and I would go to my CAD folder. Like I said, I want you to, inside your H drive, I want you to create a folder that says CAD. And then, I'm going to change the name, 1-1, Yankee, because I want my last name. And then DR2, for drawing 2. And hit save. There we are. Questions on that? Alright. We got a couple minutes. I want to turn your attention to page 1-2. Flip over to that. Flip over to 1-2.
You want to move back over there?
You're gonna need that though.
see it well enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at it, guys. Where do I start? This is gonna be the most challenging drawing that you've seen yet, obviously. This is just the tip of the iceberg, but that's why, for the people that were just dabbling on their computer drawing houses, that I said, like, why aren't we working on this stuff? This is, the sooner we get through stuff like this, the sooner we can move on to fun stuff. Where do I start? You're gonna have a circle here, and a circle here, right? Basic geometry of it. Then you're gonna go here and here. Oh, goes somewhere down in here, in, out, and then it sweeps around something like something. You guys see that? Everybody got it? So now on blue, I'm gonna try to, purple, because I like purple. Here's what you're gonna draw first. You're gonna locate this circle right there. That's gonna be first. You are not gonna draw this circle until absolutely last. You're gonna draw this circle absolutely last. You're gonna draw this circle absolutely last. Focus on the outer perimeter of this oddball thing. When do I see you? Monday? I'm gonna go through this in further depth, but what you need to do is you need to locate these three center points. Trim them off and make them look about like what I got right here, okay? I would do this one first, but it doesn't really matter which of the three you do first, because off of that you can derive it at all, like however you want. Because all you do is you take a line here and you use offset. And you go up, if we look on this dimension over here on the left, up 3.5. We're gonna go up 3.5, that's gonna create a line here. Just draw a line across, trim that off, erase that. Okay, just give yourself a nice spot there that they cross, give yourself a nice spot here that they cross, and give yourself a nice spot there that they cross. That's how you're gonna begin. Next, you're gonna draw this circle, and this circle. And then we're gonna go from there.